Kim Kardashian is being condemned by her fans after they continually have been blasting her for bad parenting.
I'd say parenting is the thing that has taught me the most about myself.
People are, in some cases, even pleading for Kanye West to get full custody of their children. I'm sure you guys all remember the online uproar around the whole brand Balenciaga. It wasn't so long ago that Kim Kardashian said that she was reevaluating her relationship with Balenciaga after the designer received backlash for a campaign featuring certain materials that didn't go down so well with the public. Even though she has kids of her own, Kim has continuously chosen to work with Balenciaga. As a matter of fact, she was even signed on to be the new face of the brand.
The whole situation is sad, and I don't know how to manage it.
And the public had a lot to say about it. People are really not happy with this. They're wondering, Kim, why would you do this? What does that say to you as a mom? What does that say to parents out there? What does that say about your thoughts towards children? You have children of your own, Kim. What's good?
My kids don't know anything.
And now, because of all of this, Kim's parenting has continuously been called into question. And people, like I mentioned, literally have been begging for Kanye West to get full custody. Like, you know, Kanye West, he's got his issues, right? For sure. But would he be able to parent his kids better than Kim? I know Kim has even mentioned in the past that their eldest daughter, Northwest, likes to spend time with Kanye West more than she does with Kim because there's less rules. So I don't know, she prefers to be with Kanye. Does that make him a better parent? I really don't know, guys.
Mom guilt is probably the hardest thing.
Now, when it comes to Balenciaga, when Balenciaga released the questionable campaign back in 2022, people were really surprised to see minors holding stuffies while dressed in certain types of outfits that minors shouldn't be dressed in, as well as having some accessories that the public was left scratching their head like, are we really seeing this? What's going on? Like, this is messed up. And since then, Kim has received a lot of pressure to speak out about the whole thing surrounding Balenciaga, since she is pretty close to the brand on a professional level. And she eventually did release a statement saying that as a mother, she felt especially disturbed by the photos. But that kind of doesn't make sense to a lot of her fans. You know, on one hand, she's saying like the photos were troubling to her, but then she's signed on as the new face for the brand. Yeah, doesn't really make sense to a lot of people. At the time when everything was going down, this is what Kim had to say in her own words. I have been quiet for the past few days, not because I haven't been disgusted and outraged by the recent Balenciaga campaigns, but because I wanted an opportunity to speak to their team to understand for myself how this could have happened. But some people were saying that, well, Kim, she probably was using that time to get her story straight with Balenciaga and come out with a statement that isn't necessarily too harsh. Maybe it could pass. Either way, Kim shares 4 children with her ex-husband Kanye West. Though they divided up custody, Kanye has admitted that the kids are with Kim 80% of the time. But recently, there have been more buzz online from some fans who think that the kids would be better off if Kanye West had full-time care. But I mean, Kanye, you know, that's a whole other thing. You know, one YouTube video that has gone viral. It shows Kanye West's wife, Bianca, escorting his 3 eldest kids to his Vultures listening party. And she even carried Chicago in her arms, leading to a whole lot of comments where people noticed how comfortable the kids seem to be with their stepmom, Bianca. And of course, this has led to some people suggesting that they would be better off if they were full-time with Kanye West and Bianca. So it's not just people thinking that Kanye's parenting would be better than Kim's, but also the fact that he's married to Bianca Sensori. So add her to the mix, she makes a good mother figure for the children.
Kanye, what's the best part about being a dad? The kids.
One person online left this comment about this. I don't know, but it seems Ye's kids are very comfy with him and his new wife. And then there's another person that left this comment. I believe the kids are happier with their stepmom more. As of right now, Kanye West has equal joint custody with Kim, and he also sends her $200,000 a month in child support. He's also responsible to take care of 50% of the children's educational expenses, as well as 50% of their children's security expenses. Although Kim and Kanye may no longer be together, it's clear that they continue to take their roles as co-parents very, very, very seriously. They always 100% show up for their children. Although Kim's parenting styles and even Kanye's parenting styles have been criticized in the past. But what parent is perfect, right? But despite their ability to co-parent, it doesn't necessarily seem like they're seeing eye to eye on everything, because Kanye West, he released a track, Easy, and in the track, Kanye West suggests that Kim spoils their bougie and unruly children, who he refers to as rich ASS kids. He also calls out Kim for having nannies and also claims that the reality show's crew look after their children more than she does. Wow. Also, Kanye's apparent desire to not spoil his children was also apparent in an episode of The Kardashians when Kim revealed that she hired a male nanny so that her sons could have a male influence in the household.
Kim Kardashian cannot stand being around her own children.
Co-parenting, it's really hard, you know?
Kim Kardashian celebrated her birthday in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians with an epic party, though her real birthday with her kids was horrible.
It is a different language.
Kim was visiting her mother in the episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashian. Chris asks, "How was your birthday with the kids?" And Kim answered, "I thought for my birthday I would have a day to myself. I was stuck doing everything that everyone else wanted to do."
They don't understand that I work or I have a school schedule.
Kim added, "I was stuck watching YouTube unboxing videos on my birthday. I had a FIFA tournament, Color Me Mine. You should see the ugly thing I made. Like, this is not what I wanted to be doing on my birthday. I need to sit my kids down and be like, this isn't Mother's Day, like this is my day."
It's like full crazy madness.
Do you think a mom wants to go to Color Me Mine one more time on her birthday? Chris laughs as Kim continues. "Whose birthday is it? You know it was horrible. Just make me a breakfast. That's a great birthday." Then a producer asks Kim in a confession, "What would your perfect birthday have been?" And Kim answers, "To lock my door, not get out of my bed, and eat cookies and cream ice cream all day long. That's what would have been my dream." But no one cares about my dreams. Not 4 kids at least.
A little different than my personality, but not too far off.
Wow, guys, I kind of feel bad for Kim here. She does have help, she does have nannies, but it's always nice to know your kids care about you, and it sounds like they may have been a little bit selfish in this sense. I mean, on her birthday, she should have been able to do something she wanted to do.
Everyone's living their best lives. It's summertime, I get it.
Chris adds in confession, "I think that we've all, as moms, been through some days where we don't want to be doing what we're doing, but we do it for our kids. So come on, Kim, suck it up and do a little Color Me Mine." Back at Chris's house, the momager says, "Having 4 kids is hard." As Kim adds, "It's like a madhouse," while Chris adds, "Your house is a circus because you have a lot, and you have a lot going on."
I think when you have so much going on and 3 kids is no joke.
Kim adds, "I'm gonna get my S together and I'm gonna be an effing drill sergeant like Chloe is so tough." As Chris adds, "Well, have you talked to her about all this?" Chris tells Kim, "You're gonna have to create some boundaries for everybody else, including me, including your friends, including some business associates." Chris adds in confession also, "Being a working mom, it's really hard.
The whole situation is sad, and I don't know how to manage it.
I know Kim and I know how she thrives on her workload, but we all still need to find a little balance." Guys, even though you may not be a fan of Kim Kardashian, you've gotta admit that woman works so hard. She deserves a little love from her kids, and especially on her birthday.
Yes, I knew you thought it was mommy.
No, it was Kimberly.
This episode cuts back to Kim and Glam, telling her team, "Perfection as always, you bring nothing less."
Co-parenting, it's really hard, you know?
Kim Kardashian's children are completely out of control. She was on the verge of a breakdown when she tearfully confessed to a friend on the phone that things are chaotic and that North makes her feel like a pushover.
It's like full crazy madness.
She admitted that she even goes as far as to lock herself into the bathroom to escape the craziness, and that she feels like she has no support when it comes to her divorce from Kanye. We follow Kim in a car on her way to jury duty when she calls a mysterious friend to vent about her situation. Kim Kardashian, who was also recently bashed for buying Janet Jackson's iconic "If" outfit, admits that she's a pushover and wishes she could be more strict like her sister Khloe Kardashian, while revealing details about her bad situation at home.
You okay?
Not okay.
She divulged to her friend on the phone that she tried to have a Zoom meeting, but all she could hear was screaming and crying from her kids. She also admitted that when they don't get their way, they scream and cry also. She said she's run out of patience, which is normally her superpower. Leroy Kenton, who is a Kardashian expert and creator of FTD News, empathizes with Kim. He said, imagine being Kim Kardashian. Your ex is Kanye West, and that's more than enough stress for one lifetime for anyone to deal with. Now you add on the pressures of being a single mom who's constantly being judged in the media and is in fear for life whenever she goes out in public, so she has to travel with extra security guards. Sounds burdensome to me.
The whole situation is sad, and I don't know how to manage it.
Leroy also went on to say, it sounds like Kim is also trying to balance being a strict mom versus being a fun mom. Her kids may notice this, and they may have figured out how to get their way with Kim. It's no secret that her nannies spend a lot of time with her kids, so maybe Kim just really doesn't know her kids that well. This, of course, is all speculation, but it's no doubt something she's struggling with for a very long time. I really felt for Kim when Leroy said this. Balancing all of that work that she does while also caring for her unruly children without help from Kanye must be beyond overwhelming.
You have no idea how to change it.
Not to mention all of the criticism she gets from the media. She must be dealing with a lot. Kim also mentioned that she didn't even have time to wash her hair at times. As soon as she steps into the shower, her kids are screaming, "Mom!" She said that she feels like her kids have a radar and that when she's doing something important, they just know. So, what about the other sisters? We have some juicy details on their parenting styles. According to the nannies that work for the sisters, Chloe's the most hands-on when it comes to caring for her kids. She doesn't take much time for herself, just the gym, and she treats her staff like family. She gets them the best hotels and gives out massive bonuses during holidays. Kim, she spoils her kids. But I mean, if you have the means, wouldn't you? She does cool things like invest in things that the kids are interested in. For example, if one of them is into space, she'll take them to NASA headquarters. Apparently, Kourtney goes through so many nannies due to her ridiculous demands and chaotic home that her children absolutely rule. She either fires the nannies or they get fed up and they leave.
There are some insane guidelines that the Kardashians make their kids follow.
I am just in protection mode of my kids.
Some of these are like, no kidding, and others are like, OMG, wait, are these real people from a real family? Here are the craziest guidelines that the Kardashians make their kids follow. First up, they are not allowed to hear or say the word fat. Kourtney Kardashian revealed in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that she does not want her children to hear the word fat or ever use it in a sentence, unless they are in a spelling bee, of course, although that would be an extremely low-level spelling bee for the average person. Maybe not for the Kardashians. Anyways, Kourtney got extremely upset with her mother Kris for saying the word fat around her children.
There's not even 1% that I yelled.
Kourtney basically told her mom off after Kris asked Kourtney if she looked fat in front of Kourtney's daughter. Kourtney got really upset and explained that her reasoning behind that censorship is to avoid the children from ever being self-conscious. Kourtney said something along the lines of, they say if a mother is confident about her body, that the daughters are way more likely to be so too. The kids have to stay with their bodyguards. Obviously, there have been some serious situations in the past that have reinforced the need for constant security around this family. Take the robbing that Kim Kardashian had happen to her in Paris, for example. Now, although that may be an extreme, it makes sense that the kids of the Kardashians are all going to have heavy security around them at all times.
My kids don't know anything.
According to a source, the kids being napped is Kim's biggest fear. She previously didn't want to shell out for armed security, but now she realizes the family needs 24-hour protection. And in 2022, Kim made headlines for the time she paid for extra security at her kids' school, after Kanye West posted the name of the school on social media. That's such a 2022 Kanye type of move, honestly.
Security beefed up at the school Kim and Kanye's kids go to.
They can appear on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but they can't watch it. Kim told the cameras that she and Scott Disick are extremely hesitant to let the kids watch any episodes of Keeping Up. This could be explained based on the constant cringe moments that are surfaced throughout the show, and what Kim Kardashian believes are moments from her past that her children most definitely do not want to see. Kim even got specific about people that she didn't want her kids to see, such as the time she said, "I don't really want to explain like who Kris Humphries is." And truth is, there are a lot of men that you probably don't want to have to explain to your kids. Right, Kim? Including Ray J, and even their own father, Kanye. But we can cross those bridges when we get there, Kim. Filming is top priority for the kids. It's been made clear that for the Kardashians, the top-notch priority is all about filming their hit reality show. Can you believe it? Yes, it's actually very believable. Even little Mason Disick, who was just 6 6 back in the day, had to skip regular kindergarten and opt for homeschooling. Why? Because he was busy shooting season 11 of the show, of course. Talk about starting young in showbiz. They're expected to go to school. Hold on, wait, this is a strict rule? Listen, this is such a given that it almost sounds stupid. According to Kim, when her daughter isn't in the mood to go to school, Kim bribes her with makeup. What a life. She also used to bribe North West with candy so that she did not act up during fashion shoots.
North West is completely fed up with Kim and her Kardashian expectations. She is exhausted from constantly trying to meet Kim's unreasonable demands.
Kim Kardashian is facing tons of criticism for lying about her daughter North West in a creepy pattern that fans have noticed, and her fans are just really concerned after observing this pattern. On Instagram, Kim posted a picture of a plate of food supposedly made by her daughter North, and the dish was pasta covered with a bright pink sauce, which seemed to be inspired by the Barbie movie, as Kim did mention that she was watching it in another snap.
Do you guys ever think about dying?
Now, in her caption, this is what she said. North made me Barbie pasta for dinner, aka dragon fruit pasta. However, on Reddit, some fans expressed their doubt in Kim's claims and noticed a recurring pattern in the way that she talks about North, who is her eldest daughter. Now, the Reddit original poster, this is what they wrote. Be so for real, Kim. Certainly a 10-year-old knows what dragon fruit is and how to turn it into pasta sauce, with an eye roll emoji. Then there's another user that wrote this. North is going to get older and be like, I never did any of this. Leave me alone, woman. But there was another user who really lashed out, and this is what they had to say. Why the F is it always North catering to Kim? Even if she didn't make it herself but just asked chef to make it, why isn't North planned this getaway for me? North cooked this food for me. North arranged this for me. Why is it never, I thought it would be cute to have a Barbie themed pasta, so asked chef to make this for North before we saw the movie. Then in response to this comment, somebody else responded with this. Because she's using North like a surrogate partner. It's codependent and creepy. Also unintentionally hilarious, like the time she pretended North independently decorated her room with 10,000 roses. Bleh. Also, recently, North West showcased her kitchen skills once again, making pizza, and she documented this process on TikTok.
Oh my gosh. Taste test.
North had her friend Gracie, who happens to be Selena Gomez's younger sister, join her for this.
My house is so full, but in the best way.
And in one of the videos posted while pouting her lips at the camera, Kim Kardashian mentioned that she would try the pizza and made it clear that she was supervising the entire cooking process. Then in another clip, Kim was seen taking an exaggerated bite of the pizza slice while playfully expressing her enjoyment of the pizza. However, some fans did not like this at all. Like, some of them criticized Kim's behavior in the video, accusing her of appearing to act overtly sexy in a way in her reaction in front of her daughter North. They just thought it was completely inappropriate. There was also one other user that had this to say. She doesn't want you to notice that she only took a tiny bite of the pizza and then pretended to take another one. She's so obsessed with her weight that she can't even eat a piece of pizza her daughter made for her. So when Kim's fans see things like this, it's kind of rubbing them the wrong way, and they're a little concerned in Kim's interactions with her daughter North and what she's saying, like all the lying and everything, as well as all of the pretending. People are just concerned, like it's creepy to them. Now, on another note, it's actually no secret that pretty much all of the cooking in Kim's household is not done by her or anyone else in her family. As a matter of fact, on a Mother's Day post, Kim Kardashian shared a letter written by her younger daughter, Chicago. And the letter was titled, All About My Mom, and it playfully stated that Kim was 22 years old, even though Kim is actually in her 40s. But either way, in the letter, Chicago mentioned that her mom, Kim, likes to sleep with her in the bed and enjoys playing together. And she also revealed that Kim's favorite food is salad, and she is good at working out at the gym. And then here's the kicker. Chicago, she boldly stated that her mom, Kim, doesn't cook for her or her siblings North, Saint, and Psalm because they have a chef who takes care of preparing all the meals.
Since the files were made public, there have been allegations that Kim used Northwest for her financial gain.
Kim Kardashian is receiving a whole lot of criticism from her followers for profiting off of her daughter. During a recent trip to Japan, the reality TV star Kim Kardashian shared some moments of her trip with her eldest child, Northwest. And while these posts, they showed a close bond and beautiful scenes, they also sparked a whole lot of discussion online about Kim's intentions on social media and whether she's trying to make millions off her own daughter.
For some odd reason, the Kardashians tried to force these little girls into the spotlight.
On her Instagram during her Tokyo trip, Kim mainly posted pictures of Northwest, and some fans noticed that her other children, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, they were missing from the pictures completely. And this made people start to wonder why there was such a difference and raise questions about whether Kim might be using North's pictures to make money with them.
Baby, I like your style.
Many online users did notice a pattern where Kim's posts heavily featured Northwest from their time in Japan.
Super shy, but wait a minute while I'm making mine, making mine.
And meanwhile, her other children, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, were notably absent. And this caused a whole lot of discussions. And one person took to Reddit and they shared their thoughts about this. And this is what they had to say. Does she not have other kids? Yeah, everybody was wondering that. Like, what happened to the other children? Why is it just North? And people began to express a feeling that North was actually getting a lot of attention while her brothers and sisters were just being purposely overlooked. And fans started to speculate, the rumor mill started to turn about the reasons behind Kim's decision on social media to just feature North pretty much. And one fan came up with this thought: North is the oldest girl of Kim's children, which makes her able to be profitable now. Hence why she posts her so much. She's trying to get a head start on marketing North's brand while she is still young. Now, of course, this theory sparked tons of discussion about whether Kim is using North's image to benefit financially. However, their trip to Japan wasn't solely just for fun, it was also about strengthening their relationship, and Kim and North appeared to be even closer during their time in Tokyo. They shared moments of laughter and candid photos showcase more than just a vacation. They highlighted the deepening connection between them as mother and daughter. So I think regardless, at the end of the day, regardless of what critics say, it's still a mom and still their child, and they're still just trying to have fun and live the best life possible, even if they may be making some money in the process. On top of this though, recently North appeared in a TikTok with her mom, Kim Kardashian, showing off their fancy outfits while on vacation in Japan. Now in the TikTok video, the setting was a luxurious hotel and they had a suitable background song. They had Kendrick Lamar's Money Trees pumping in the background. And the caption of the video said, "Fit check," and North confidently stood in the spotlight, rocking her apparel. While Kim relaxed in a beige outfit and wore Yeezy sandals, North stole the attention of everybody with her new accessory, a vintage Columbus leather Dior handbag from the year 2002. And North was proudly displaying her bag, which actually is being sold secondhand for $1,652. So imagine what it is when it's sold brand new. And when people start to see this, they start to think, okay, she's teaching her daughter how to flaunt her wealth already, huh? Kim could easily earn millions of dollars also from sponsored posts, and critics are bashing her for allegedly using her daughter as a money-making machine. There have been several instances like this, and critics keep on pointing it out. So guys, what do you think? Is Kim using her daughter to make money? They definitely can make millions with branded posts and all of that. What are your thoughts though? Is she exploiting her daughter or not?
Kim and Kanye finalized their divorce last year after 6 years of marriage and share 4 children together. Kim Kardashian breaks down in tears over her ex, Kanye West.
Kim Kardashian misses raising kids with Kanye West and would love to do that again, but doesn't know how. On their family reality TV series, The Kardashians, Kim Kardashian opened up about the challenges that she faces in discussing her situation with her ex-husband Kanye West with their children.
The whole situation is sad, and I don't know how to emotionally manage it. Like, I'm conflicted because I don't ever want to jump in and be a part of a downfall for the father of my kids.
Kim Kardashian shared her experiences of raising her children North, Saint, Chicago, and some without the presence of Kanye. And Kim also mentioned feeling really overwhelmed by Kanye's comments about the Jewish community, and also shared her concerns about parenting while dealing with these challenges. In her own words, Kim said this: "I love my life with my babies. This week in particular has been so hard. Obviously, there's just times in life when things get really hectic, and I think you just have to tune it all out and realize that being a mom and being really present is the most important thing." Now, Kim, candidly, she expressed her role in handling all the daily responsibilities and the routines for her children, describing it as being in the trenches pretty much, and she compared it to a fast-paced pit stop during a car race, constantly managing tasks like brushing their teeth, doing their hair, and all the stuff that you gotta do when you have a whole bunch of children. Kim also shared her efforts to protect her children from public scrutiny surrounding their father Kanye's actions.
Kim has been open about the great lengths she goes to in order to protect their children from headlines about their dad.
She said that she has a whole lot of anxiety about explaining why their father is not present for family events like family dinners and parties, and she has a whole lot of fear of potential comments or judgment by others about this. But despite all of this, Kim is actually committed to ensuring that her children have a healthy perception of their father while taking it just one day at a time. But to quote her words, this is exactly what Kim had to say about this. "I'm the one doing all the daily stuff all the time. I do the morning routine, I do the night routine. It's like a pit stop with race cars. It's like brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, do your hair, do your hair, do your hair, do your hair, like changing tires really quickly. Is it safe? Is it dangerous? I just don't know what to do. I've been managing it the best way I know how because I want my kids to see a healthy dad, you know? It's just a lot, so I take it day by day." Kim continued to emotionally open up about her struggles while speaking with her sister Khloe Kardashian. Both of these sisters definitely have really bonded over the years, so for sure on many occasions they confide in one another. Kim, with tears in her eyes, said that Kanye's actions took a toll on her mental and physical well-being, and she even revealed that she hadn't changed her clothing in days, and she just struggled to hold herself together. She expressed sympathy for Kanye though, but acknowledged that he may not even realize the extent of his actions. Kim also shared her guilt about making a post in support of the Jewish community, and she feared that it was actually something that contributed to the fallout of Kanye's online attacks.
I feel guilty that I posted something in support of the Jewish community, then people dropped him today, and I'm like, is that my fault that I posted that, and did that push them, and I should have just kept quiet? It's I never know what to do.
Bianca Censori has raised concern, pointing the finger at Kanye West's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. This comes after Kim Kardashian disclosed details about Kanye's living situation on an episode of The Kardashians, and she asserted that he resides in an apartment without security, without a chef or a nanny, opting for a simpler lifestyle after leaving their previous $60 million Calabasas residence that they shared together.
Kim Kardashian, 43, who has 4 children with the controversial rapper, divulged details about his apparent living situation.
Now, contrary to Kim Kardashian's statements, sources close to Bianca, who is Kanye West's new wife, have contradicted these claims, affirming that they do have security measures in place and no longer reside in an apartment. apartment. Bianca, who tied the knot with Kanye West in December of 2022, reportedly feels very angry by Kim's depiction of her husband and their living condition. She wishes that Kim Kardashian would just step back and mind her own business.
Bianca, who married Kanye last December, was said to be infuriated by Kim's negative portrayal of her husband and wants the scheme's billionaire to step back and mind her own business.
The source also reportedly said this: Bianca thinks it was quite tacky of Kim to divulge this information on the Kardashians, and by doing so, she was actually putting her kids' safety in jeopardy. The public doesn't need to know that their kids would be without protection at any time. She just wants Kim to stop talking about her husband Kanye in a negative light to try and make herself look better.
Bianca thinks it was quite tacky of Kim to divulge this information on the Kardashians, and by doing so, she was actually putting her kids' safety in jeopardy.
And guys, this is pretty bold coming from Bianca, and I honestly think that she has a point. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, they are high-profile celebrities, so people, 100% do not need to know that they have no security or that there may be some sort of vulnerable opening for people. And let's face it, there are some crazy people out there. Kim Kardashian even faced some crazy people in Paris that took her hostage. So yeah, it could get pretty scary when you divulge information like this. 100% Bianca does have a point, guys. But what do you guys think about what Bianca had to say? Let me know down below in the comments. Kim made a public revelation while discussing her eldest daughter North's wish to live with her dad during the 4th season of their TV show The Kardashians. This is when it all went down.
Kim Kardashian says her daughter North prefers living with her dad, Kanye West.
And Kim and Kanye also share 3 other children, Saint Chicago, as well as Psalm. And back in December of 2022, Kanye West and Bianca moved into a West Hollywood apartment, and it cost about $20,000 a month, while renovations took place on his $57 million Malibu beachfront house. Then they legally got married that same month under a confidential license shortly after Kanye's divorce from Kim Kardashian was finalized. And for 6 months until June of 2023, the newlyweds, they lived without additional staff or security, only hiring protection before their trips to Japan as well as Europe. So yeah, 100% people did not need to know that this was going on.
He doesn't have a nanny. He doesn't have a chef. He doesn't have security. He lives in an apartment, and she'll start crying. Why don't you have an apartment?
And Kim's revelation about Kanye's living situation was filmed from February to July of 2023. Another source notes that Kanye's desire for his children is to lead a simpler life and live free from all the excessiveness of their luxurious upbringing that they have, I guess, on their mom's side. And the source added this: Kanye loves his kids and wants the best for them and wants them to certainly enjoy what they are provided from their parents' success, but he also wants them to live a simpler life and appreciate what they can work hard for. Kanye doesn't want his kids to be jaded and spoiled. He wants them to know they can do anything, but it just takes a little more hard work to achieve that.
Kim Kardashian has finally spoken out about the nonsense that Bianca Censori is wearing around Kim's children.
I'm just rolling with it, and it is what it is.
Because after having little to say to the media regarding Kanye and Bianca for quite some time now, Kim has reportedly broken the silence.
And I used to hold this guilt that I wasn't there to fix situations.
Kim Kardashian has warned Kanye West about letting his new wife, Bianca Censori, wear whatever she wants in front of Kim's children. Bianca, who is 14 years younger than Kim at the ripe age of 29, has been notorious for wearing practically nothing in public, as well as in any one of Kanye West's social media posts.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy.
And now Kimmy K is firing back, and she's not holding back. According to a source at the Daily Mail, Kim instructed Kanye to never let Bianca dress like that around her kids again. And Kim is truly surprised that Kanye would let his wife leave the house looking like that. You and I both, Kim. Have you seen the raincoats and the trash bags and the... I don't even know what's going on. Unlike Bianca's wardrobeless wardrobe though, Kim was asked to change her outfits by Kanye if Kanye felt like Kim was showing too much skin. Now, To me, that sounds like a hungry hypocrite, am I right? Because Kim has actually been pretty reluctant to speak out on any of Bianca's insane media appearances or the antics around her children up until now, and that is until everything changed when Kim's daughter North drew a picture of Bianca Censori wearing nothing. Kim posted a video to her social media of her daughter's drawing, which was extremely explicit and revealing, and basically just concerning AF.
Kim shared a photo of her daughter's notebook. On the page, North had written several things she was grateful for that day.
Did I mention that North is 10 years old? And imagine your kid was 10 years old drawing their stepmom's big booties for fun. That's something that you probably don't learn in art class in grade 4. So here's the thing, is that just the world we live in? I don't know, I guess it is. And obviously Kim is upset. And sources are also claiming that Kim is now losing trust in Bianca to properly parent her children. Duh. And it's apparent that Kanye West seems to be A-okay and completely fine with everything that's going on. So is Kim Kardashian losing control of her children? Well, in Kanye's latest album release, North West actually had an appearance on a song where she rapped some real poetic lyrics, saying the following. I love it here. We gonna take over the year for another year.
Is your bestie, Miss Westy?
Don't try to test me. It's gonna get messy. It's gonna get messy. Just bless me, bless me. Bars! But here's what the internet has to say. This is my favorite segment. Pepe's Perspectives, where you guys chime in. One Kanye critic claims his daughter is going to have such a warped view of how women's bodies should look. Welcome to 2024. Did you expect anything less? A Reddit user penned, it's especially disturbing that she cites Carnival of all songs. I just read the lyrics and as a grown adult, I feel gross. In all honesty, if you're a grown adult reading rap lyrics and getting offended, you're probably not the intended audience anyways, but nonetheless, the album blows in my opinion and absolutely tanked, so by all means, express how you feel. According to Celebrity Insider and critically acclaimed actress Jessica Chin King, the absurdity is off the charts. Starting now, Bianca should cover up around the children, and what she chooses to do in her day-to-day life is her business, but we need to be good influences to kids, the future generations. And there's something to be said about the way that Bianca has stayed silent throughout the entirety of her exploitation. Perhaps Kim is truly concerned about the way that Kanye is treating these women. At the end of the day, it's obviously a publicity stunt that was just taken way too far. It's time for Kanye West to see the light. Intervention time, perhaps?
Bianca Censori was seen in public as she babysits Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's kids. And this comes after Kim Kardashian threw some serious shade on Bianca.
Yeah, basically a lot of people think that once Kim sees this, she's going to be absolutely livid.
In December 2023, Bianca showcased her stepmom role, and she was lovingly holding Kanye West's daughter Chicago during the Vultures album launch. And the family outing included 3 of Kanye's 4 children, North, Chicago, and Saint, while Sam, the 4th child, was not present. And Bianca affectionately carried Chicago, who embraced her neck, and Saint walked alongside them.
So there you guys go. All we got is a bunch of fucking photos of it.
Now, for North was accompanied by a female companion, and it's assumed that this is probably her nanny or a close friend of the family, and they strolled hand in hand, completing the family outing here. And it's been said in the past though that Bianca really gets along with Kanye West's children, so she has no problem stepping in, babysitting, going out with them, having a good time. And there have been reports though that Kim absolutely does not like it. She does not like how close Bianca is with her children.
Somebody said Kim's rolling right now.
Now, during the album launch, Bianca opted for a less revealing look, donning a black faux leather jacket paired with eye-catching red snakeskin boots. Kanye, on the other hand, he went for a casual style with a black t-shirt and tracksuit bottoms, covering his face with a jumper. And yeah, people are wondering, like, why does Kanye West keep dressing like this? It's almost like the same exact style. At least Bianca kind of switches it up a little bit, but Kanye West is kind of just doing the same exact thing. Now, one thing to point out is that Kim Kardashian appeared to exclude Kanye and Bianca from her gingerbread house display amid the ongoing clash of dynamics between them. So what am I talking about here? Let's get into this one. It's a holiday season, and Kim Kardashian, she's making a lot of posts about holiday, Christmas, and Kim Kardashian, she shared her custom gingerbread house gifts on Instagram, and she received one from her mother, Kris Jenner, and she showcased unique ones designed by each of her 4 children. But here's where the shade was thrown on Bianca. Interestingly, the house that was created by Kim and Kanye's kids for Kanye West was described as "my kid's dad," omitting specific names including both Kim's and Bianca's names. So you look at the gingerbread house display, you do not see Kim mentioned, you do not see Bianca mentioned, and people are looking at this like, yeah, that's a major shade, like not even acknowledging Bianca at all. I'm pretty sure the kids wanted to include her name because they get along with her so well, but Kim was probably like, nah, yo, you're not putting that name up there just because she can't stand Bianca getting so close to her children. In any case, it doesn't seem like Bianca was fazed by this because she is still looking like she is stepping up to that stepmom role and doing her best with Kim and Kanye's children as if they are her own children. So despite everything that's going on, all the controversy surrounding Bianca and Kanye West, well, I think she gets a A+ in this department. Shout out to Bianca on stepmom duty.
Kanye, what's the best part about being a dad? The kids.
It looks like Kanye West is actually a better parent to his kids than his ex-wife Kim Kardashian, and we may have some proof about this. At least according to his eldest child, North West, he's a better parent.
Kanye West is my dad.
There's a lot of increasing evidence that Kanye West's daughter, North West, is a lot more eager to live with him, potentially leading to a custody dispute with his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian.
North, she'll go to her dad. She'll be like, Dad is the best.
Kanye West has been making a career comeback with his upcoming album, Vultures, featuring various different artists, and notably his eldest daughter, North, who's 10 at the time of filming this video, is making her rap debut on one of the tracks. North reportedly fought to attend the recent Vultures listening event where footage of her is seen enjoying the music, and it went completely viral online. Kanye West, in a 10-minute rant, mentioned co-parenting with Kim Kardashian and hinted at a preference from North to spend time with him. And this has been causing a lot of tension in the family there. He even claimed, "My daughter ripped up the mother effing couches in the house to be with me right now."
My daughter ripped up the couches in the house to be able to be with me right now.
Kanye West has a history of publicly expressing his dissatisfaction with Kim Kardashian, and this trend continues even after their divorce and finalized custody arrangement in the fall of 2022. Kanye has now married Bianca Censori, and that was shortly after the divorce was finalized, and they spent much of 2023 traveling in Europe, along with Kanye West's children occasionally joining them. Despite reportedly paying $200,000 US per month to Kim Kardashian for child support, Kanye West claims that she has the kids 80% of the time.
The settlement confirmed Kanye will fork over $200,000 per month in child support.
While there is still no official information about the desire to change the custody arrangement, Kim has openly acknowledged that North West, their daughter, shows growing preferences towards spending more time with her father, and she also indicated that ideally North would like to be with him full time. And this is pretty surprising, pretty interesting, because on one hand, Kanye West is always labeled as the loose cannon here and probably not seen as the best parent, but yet his kids, especially North, wants to spend more time with him, and she likes it. Kim has even said this, that she really likes spending time with him and she wants to go to his house. She likes it a lot better. My thinking is that Kanye West just has a lot less rules and restrictions for North, so she feels a lot more free in what she wants to do. She can probably explore her passions a little bit more, and it's an all-around more relaxed environment, whereas I guess with Kim, there's a lot more structure. There's nannies, there's cooks, there's chefs, all of that, maybe strict bedtimes and strict phone usage times. As I say though, dads are usually seen as the cool parent, but I want to know, what do you guys think about this? Let me know below. Now, I did mention this a little bit, but even Kim specifically in a November 2023 episode of their family TV show, The Kardashians, said this, and I quote, "She'll be like, Dad is the best. He has it all figured out.
He doesn't have a nanny. He doesn't have a chef. He doesn't have security. He lives in an apartment."
And she'll start crying, "Why don't you have an apartment? I can't believe we don't have an apartment." And this, of course, is referring to her daughter, Northwest. So yeah, guys, it seems like this actually goes for Kim's sisters as well. It's not just a Kim Kardashian thing. Kim's sister, Kourtney Kardashian, tried reassuring her, Kim, that it was the exact same of her older kids and their father, Scott Disick. Kourtney also has a newborn son with her husband, Travis Barker, who she married in 2022. And this is what Kourtney said specifically. "They do that at Scott's too. Dad has the best house. Your house sucks. He has the best house. It's not super big. The vibe's better. I feel like everything falls on the parents that's more involved." And guys, after hearing Kourtney's words, she's pretty much saying like what I was thinking, that the mothers, Kourtney, Kim, and the other sisters, may be a lot more involved in their children's life, and as well as putting a lot more rules and regulations on them. So it's like when the kids are with the dad, it's like, oh, so free, so relaxed. So it's like the parent that's more involved, so to speak, gets more of the pushback and the backlash because they're maybe a little bit too hands-on or too involved with the kids and give them too much structure.